Championship game between Los Angeles and Miami caps the most successful year in North American Soccer League history. The league's record attendance of nearly 1,200,000 spectators for 151 games marked a 24% increase over last year. On an individual team basis, the expansion San Jose Earthquakes and Seattle Sounders both shattered the attendance mark set by Kansas City back in 1968. And Miami, where today's championship game is being played, drew more than 73,000 spectators for the season, an increase of 34% over last year. All of this reflected a league so competitive that 10 of the 15 North American Soccer League teams were in serious contention for 6 playoff berths with only 3 weeks remaining in the season. But Los Angeles and Miami wound up on top. And to tell you more about today's championship game, let's go to Frank Lieber at the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Thank you very much, Jack, and welcome to the Orange Bowl in Miami. Working with us today, the general manager of the New York Cosmos of the NASL and a renowned soccer authority, Clive Toye. Clive?
Thanks very much, Frank. And let's get straight to the heart of this Los Angeles team, straight to midfield, where they win so much because they control so much, and they control so much because of Luis Rote, one of the league's outstanding midfield players. Up front, they have Doug McMillan, Rookie of the Year, 3rd highest scorer in the league, always dangerous around goal. But even a team as offensive-minded as L.A. must think of defense, too. And back there, lonely, cool, and very brave, is Blas Sanchez. But even those 3 players do not make L.A. the pre-game favorites. That title belongs to Miami. Talk about Miami is Kyle Rote Jr., himself Rookie of the Year a year ago, Dallas Tornado's outstanding center forward. Kyle?
Thank you, Clive. And having lost to Miami last week 3-1 in the semifinal, I certainly have a lot of respect for all their players. But specifically number 7, the speedster from Trinidad, Steve David, who along with the always unpredictable number 11, Warren Archibald, makes that Miami front line awfully tough to beat. And in midfield, too, Miami is strong, with number 10, the captain of the Toros, Ronnie Sharp, who by controlling midfield and with his devastating runs up front into the attacking zone, I think is the man to watch for the L.A. defense.
And so all of the action of this year's banner North American Soccer League season comes down to today's championship game between Los Angeles and Miami. And Frank Lieber will be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
Case histories from the pages of the Yellow Pages.
Let your fingers do the walking.
Hello, Kung Fu School of Self-Defense.
Let your fingers do the walking.
Hello, what is termite control?
Let your fingers do the walking.
Hello? All-night taxi service?
Use the Yellow Pages. Walk on through.
Who backs you best? Say something except for tires just wears out on your new car during the first 12 months or 12,000 miles under normal use and service. Everyone covers the engine and drivetrain. What about plugs and points, shock absorbers, hoses and belts, light bulbs? Who aligns your wheels, tightens nuts and bolts, and has a plan for a free loan a car if guaranteed repairs take overnight? AMC Buyer Protection Plan. We back them better because we build them better.
You can buy a powder to help keep your feet dry, and you can buy a cooling foot refresher, and you can buy an athlete's foot treatment. Or you can buy Desenex. Desenex does it all. Sprayed into shoes and boots, it helps keep feet dry and comfortable. Sprayed through stockings, it soothes and cools hot, tired, aching feet. And medicated Desenex powder helps relieve itchy, burning, peeling feet. Athlete's foot. Desenex. It does a lot more than just fight athlete's foot.
Ready for the opening kickoff of the North American Soccer League Championship game, and there it is. It's Miami in the dark jerseys against the Los Angeles Aztecs in the white. Battle for possession of the ball. Rote, number 10, controlling it for Los Angeles, sending it upfield to Uri Bonhoeffer, has it taken away momentarily, and then controlled by Tony Douglas. First moment of this ball game. These teams, Clive, offer rather contrasting styles of play, don't they?
They do, Frank. There's the discipline and tight control of Los Angeles and the vigor and enormous strength of Miami. And I think Miami are going to need some of that strength today to try and keep the ball away from Osvaldo Toriani, the goalkeeper, as much as possible. We had a pre-game sensation when Toriani, who's played every minute of every game this season for Miami, was found to be suffering from a bad muscle pull. He did it in practice yesterday. There was Toriani. And for a long while, we thought that Toriani would not be able to start for Miami.
Okay, here come the Miami Toros upfield. The ball hit the official accidentally.
John Davis still shaking his head there from the effects of that blow.
Bonhoeffer, number 9. For Los Angeles, trying to penetrate, has it taken away by Alan Hamlin, number 15. A Purple Heart veteran from Vietnam, American citizen. Of course, so many of these teams in the North American Soccer League now have quite a few Americans. By the way, we have a surprisingly large turnout here at the Orange Bowl in Miami for this 1974 North American Soccer League game. Of course, many in their shirt sleeves today because the temperature well up in the 80s, the humidity rather high as well. Los Angeles throwing on the near side. Turned around by Miami and kicked out of bounds. You can see the out-of-bounds line right there. It's not the football out-of-bounds line, which is the wide white stripe. The actual out-of-bounds line for soccer is outside of that. One of the Miami players struck there. A foul is called and a free kick coming up.
It was Steve Arangues, in fact, Frank, who was hurt there.
Kick is being set up by Ken Malander, number 6.
Frank, I think here we need to look for Ralph Wright off the far post, number 5 coming in.
Geraldo turns that one around for Los Angeles. High kick by Cortez. A team like Miami almost have to leave 3 or 4 men back because of that fast break potential of Archibald and David. Toriani gets it out of there. We might explain what happened to Toriani yesterday, which put his status doubtful, Kyle.
That's certainly right, Frank. Yesterday in practice, he was out here just trying to get used to the mid-afternoon heat and had a shot to his left calf, and he's still limping on it, as we'll see as the game progresses.
There's the 2 goalies. Toriani on the left, who is an Argentinian, and Blas Sanchez on the right, who was obtained out of Mexico by the Los Angeles Aztecs 3 games deep into the regular season. Here's a Los Angeles throw-in on the far side. Here's Douglas penetrating deep, trying to get the cross, and fires it into the side of the net.
Frank,
so a goal kick upcoming. The ball is out of play momentarily. The score, Miami nothing, Los Angeles nothing. Douglas in midfield. Over to Marotti, loses footing for a moment, has it taken away by Arangues, but Los Angeles gets it right back. Bonhoeffer with the header. Trying to set up McMillan. McMillan will be a marked man today for Los Angeles. There is well, the official says play on. Steve David trying to get around with the cross, and Sanchez comes out of goal. Oh, we had a handball there momentarily.
Certainly did. The referee let that play continue because of the advantage that the Miami team had there. Of course, number 7, Steve David, the man we talked about in pregame, just loves to get one-on-one with defenders as he was there, and he's awfully dangerous.
Ronnie Sharp for Miami will take the corner kick. Ball touched last over the goal line by the goalie. It means that Miami gets the corner kick here. He tries to fire it right into the goal mouth. There is a semi-header. Right one high in the airport. Couldn't quite get control of it. The ball out of play at the score. Miami nothing, Los Angeles nothing.
When a man uses an aftershave, what does he really want?
Fancy bottles?
Full of fancy perfume? And fancy prices? No! A man wants to smell like a man.
There's something about Aqua Velva. He wants to be cool and refreshed.
There's something about Aqua Velva. A man wants to feel like a man. Feel like a man. 'Cause there's something about an Aqua Velva man.
Throwing on the far side for Miami is one of the Los Angeles players. Looked like he may have come up with an ankle there. Arienzo may have turned an ankle. Shot wide by Rafael Arguelles. There's the opposing coaches. John Young on the left of your screen, the coach of the year in the National North American Soccer League, and Alex Paroli, the Los Angeles coach. And once upon a time, it was Young who played for Paroli, didn't he, Clive?
Yes, back in Toronto, about 10, 15 years ago, John Young was one of Alex's players. And I must say, I should add that both of them, in fact, worked for me at New York. John Young was our assistant coach, and Alex was our chief scout, and they've both done a fantastic job with their clubs this season.
Corner kick on the far side, taken by Ronnie Sharp of Miami. He fires it into the goal mouth and headed out of there very nicely by Uri Bonhoeffer. One of the Miami players, Arguelles, goes down, but Miami manages to control. Offside will be the call. Well, I guess we ought to try to explain offside. Clive, you want to try it, or Kyle, you want to try it?
I think we'll let Clive try it, Frank, and if he can do that in the next 10 seconds, I'll give him a steak after the broadcast.
Wow.
Today.
Well, it's the only difficult rule in soccer, and offside is if you are further advanced than two defensive players, opposing defensive players. At the moment the ball is passed to you by one of your team, you're offside. In that 35-yard zone, if you can see the 35-yard zone, that's offside.
Ball is out of play with the score. Miami nothing, Los Angeles nothing.
Because one car company listens better, it has made more small cars than anyone else in the world.
I didn't know that.
Ford Motor Company offers gas-saving steel-belted radials on all its small cars. Ford Pinto, Pinto Wagon, Maverick, Mustang II, Mercury Comet, and Mercury's Capri.
I didn't know that.
Now that you know, see your Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Action at midfield. We get a whistle. The ball is out of bounds down the far sideline. John Davies, by the way, is the referee. The linesmen are Bob Sumter and Paul Avis.
Just behind that free kick there, number 2 for Los Angeles, Ricardo Rienzo, is limping badly. That's not good for L.A. because he's the man who's going to be looking after Warren Archibald, one of Miami's 2 fast men up front.
Here's Cortez firing the ball into the penalty area. Headed out of there very nicely by Miami. Good ball control there by Aranguez. Turned around quickly by Los Angeles. Ralph Wright. Near side to Watts. Number 9. Bonhoeffer controls for Los Angeles. Going one-on-one over there with Ronald Sharp, the all-league midfield player for the Miami Toros. Miami in the dark jerseys, Los Angeles in the white. Tony Douglas, one of several players from Trinidad, playing on both of these squads today. In fact, Miami has 3 starters who come from Trinidad, including their dynamic duo, Steve David and Warren Archibald. Archibald was the most valuable player in the North American Soccer League last year. David was well up in the balloting for Rookie of the Year this year. He's done an outstanding job. Here's Miami trying to set something up. Derek Watts, number 9, with the cross right at the goalie, Blas Sanchez. No score here. About 10 minutes deep. Soccer, of course, play 45-minute halves, and it's virtually non-stop action. Foul call. As the referee, John Davies, setting up the situation. Free kick here for Los Angeles. There's Doug McMillan, Rookie of the Year in the North American Soccer League, and he takes a pretty good pop from Alan Hamlin. Rote sends it back out to midfield to Cortez, the former World Cup player from Uruguay. Tony Douglas, World Cup player from Trinidad, number 11. Cortez. Number 11 is Warren Archibald, and he can fly. Fellow who was beaten out for the scoring title last year by none other than Kyle Rote Jr. on the very last day of the season. Another flagrant violation there. Who, me? Mario Zanotti, number 5.
Zanotti coming in from behind and really fouling. Here it is coming up. Zanotti getting his foot right there for Watts, pulling him down from behind and doing it so badly that referee John Davies had to warn him there, don't do it again.
Bumped into the penalty area and turned around by De Rienzo. Comes upfield to Bonhoeffer. Hasn't get by him. Zelrich Figueroa shoves it back to the goalie, Osvaldo Torriani. Miami in control.
Frank, you just mentioned Torriani. It's going to be interesting to see how long it takes the Los Angeles team to realize that that goalkeeper is hurt. At least he's not in the capacity that he has been the last couple of games.
Ball going out of bounds across the way. How would you take advantage of Toriani right now, knowing the problem he has?
Well, I try and cross the balls. I think Miami, if they are weak at all, it's in the air. And though LA does not like the cross ball, if they can see that Toriani is hurt, I think Paroli's smart enough to try that.
Miami, by the way, has won 10 straight games at home. They are a tough team at home. And especially tough on the artificial turf, which Los Angeles is not really used to playing on. Fancy footwork there as Miami controls. Ken Malander over on the far side, the right. To Derek Watts, and Watts is shoved again by Zanotti, number 5. It was Watts who scored 2 goals last week against the Dallas Tornadoes. A young man who scored only 3 goals all year coming into that playoff game.
Watts is playing a similar role to the one that Kyle would, of course, be playing for Dallas. He's the target man, and as such, he's going to suffer a lot of physical contact up the middle there.
Free kick set up for Miami here. It looks like Sharp is going to take it, but they set up plays on these things, and sometimes you never know who really is going to take it because they come in at all kinds of angles. You see Los Angeles setting up the wall there. They have 5 men in the wall to try to block it. Sharp tried to slip it by him and get it over to Ralph Wright. Couldn't get it through. So Miami starts from midfield again, trying to set it up. Figaro, number 14. A little battle there with Bonhoeffer, trying to maintain possession. Watts to Hamlin, and Hamlin is tripped by Zanotti, who comes up with his 3rd foul in a row. Well, he's going to get a yellow caution card now.
Here's Zanotti coming in, and Hamlin went past him, clearly past him. Zanotti brought him down, a bad foul, and out came the yellow card. That signals that John Davis is going to report in the league office, cautioned him. If he does that kind of thing again, he could be ejected, and that would mean LA playing with 10 men for the rest of the game.
Here's Miami. David trying to get in position for the shot. He booms it. Good save by Sanchez. Los Angeles comes out of it. De Rienzo coming upfield. Acosta. Bonhoeffer sends it back to Marotti. Marotti across midfield, far side. Costa. Douglas back to Costa. Costa winds up and fires right at the goalie. Toriani hooks a pass way outside. Ron Sharp. No score in the game. Almost 15 minutes deep.
A couple of great saves there, though. First by Sanchez, really difficult. And Toriani's first test of the game, he seemed to be fine, even though we know that he's suffering badly from a muscle pull.
Pass down to Derek Watts, number 9. Watts winds up right at the goalie, Sanchez. He had Archibald wheeling down the middle there, but couldn't get the cross to him. And the shot was straight at Sanchez, the goalie. Marotti across the center line for Los Angeles. Midfield to Bonhoeffer. Hamlin coming across to take it away from Miami. Good play by Hamlin. Understand Hamlin is going to be a member of the U.S. national team, which you're going to be on, Kyle.
Right, Frank.
Here comes Miami. David, out comes Sanchez to scoop it up. Good play by Sanchez.
Frank, the reason that Miami was so dangerous there was because their right back, Alan Hamlin, was able to move upfield, but now we see the problem of moving the right back up. We had Douglas McMillan wide open on the left wing. And fortunately, Selvas Figueroa was there.
That ball is moving up and down the field on a very warm afternoon. It's got to be hot down there. What kind of footwork would they wear in this game, Kyle?
Frank, a lot of the players will wear flat shoes, but with it being slightly wet because of the rains yesterday, I imagine they'll be wearing what we call a cleated shoe, a multi-studded shoe.
Here come the Miami Toros on the attack on the left wing. Rienzo takes it away, up to Marotti. Cortez. Pass intercepted there by Ken Malander. Jumps it back to Hamlin, and he starts it upfield. Alan Hamlin. Malander. Back to Hamlin, almost at midfield. Pumps it deep. Los Angeles missed the header there. Archibald trying to get in position for the shot. Tried to boot it over to Steve David, but couldn't quite get it there. Still no score. Los Angeles in white. Miami in dark. Aranguez, number 4 for Miami. Durrani Sharp, probably the outstanding midfield player in the North American Soccer League. He is a good one. Saved from going out of bounds on the near side, and Sharp trying to keep it from going out at the corner. Does a good job. Guarded very closely, gets it into Watts. Watts tries to cross it, and it will be a corner kick. Last touch by Pedro Martinez, number 6. And Miami will get a corner kick on the near side as Miami continues to apply the pressure. Ron Sharp takes the corners.
Right in the middle there, not only are the Miami forwards up, but Ralph Wright, number 5, the center back, has left his defensive position, and he's signaling for the ball, trying to get to it. He's got to it. Wright scores!
Beautiful header by Ralph Wright. Boy, you saw that one coming, Clive.
Here it comes again, Ronnie Sharp. Ralph Wright coming straight towards, not marked. It's a goal. What a goal to start off for Miami. Nobody came with Ralph Wright. Watch it from behind the goal. Watch no one going with Ralph Wright. Sanchez can't get there. Can't get there.
Clive, that happened against your New York team earlier this year, didn't it, with Ralph Wright moving up? And
Ralph Wright did exactly the same against New York, and in this vital moment, the first goal in a game like this is so important, and Ralph Wright must be so happy with himself right now.
Shot fielded cleanly by Toriani. Ralph Wright scored 4 goals during the course of the regular season, most of them just like that. Just a beautiful header. And Miami has jumped out in front. 18 minutes deep into the game. There he is, Ralph Wright. 6 feet tall, 170 pounds. Wright formerly with the New York Cosmos, played with Southport in the English League. Foul called here, Los Angeles trying to get into the area. There's McMillan. The shot is high. Goal kick, ball out of play, and the score. Miami 1, Los Angeles nothing.
You look like you could use some Gatorade. Vicky, you look like you could use some Gatorade.
Gatorade Thirst Quencher. More than just a mouth refresher, Gatorade helps replace what your body is thirsty for.
Hey, Victor, you look like you could use some Gatorade.
Give your body what it's thirsty for. Gatorade.
Toriani fisting a shot away, and it will result in Los Angeles' first corner kick of the afternoon. To be taken on the far side by Tony Douglas. Corner kick by Douglas, headed out of there by Wright. Shot by Marotti is high and away. Soccer, of course, is continuous action. They just never stop. 45 minutes a half. Great, great test of stamina.
It certainly will be today, Frank, because the temperature up here in the booth must be getting on to 90, and down there on that artificial turf, I cannot guess what the temperature must be, and they really have to go.
Here comes Douglas. Shot on goal, wide of the mark. Goal kick upcoming. Ball is out of play with the score. Miami 1, Los Angeles nothing. Toriani. Better let his teammate.
Delco Sharks. After lots of time and lots of miles, you get to know your car. You want it to be trouble-free, no matter where you are.
Delco.
That's why you'll find the Delco sign everywhere you go.
Delco.
Sharks that are good and handle like they should, it's the name to know. Well, the more you know.
Delco.
The more you want Delco.
Delco Shocker Foul.
The more you know. The more you want Delco.
Los Angeles controls, going for the equalizer here. We get a whistle and a foul, I believe, called against Doug McMillan, who shoved number 11, Warren Archibald. Coming up on CBS tonight, your first look of the season at O.J. Simpson. the 2,000-yard rusher of the Buffalo Bills, as the Bills take on the Minnesota Vikings. 9:30 Eastern Time. The ball is out of play, and the score is Miami 1, Los Angeles nothing.
Mary? How much I would Mary? Where's our Rolaids?
Acid indigestion.
Yeah, no. Try these. They're good. Good, maybe, but they're not Rolaids.
In this medical report, Rolaids active ingredient was medically recognized safe and effective, taken as directed. Rolaids, with no extra ingredients not intended for your stomach, consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid. Rolaids ingredient, medically recognized, safe and effective.
Back to play we go. Figueroa was shaken up momentarily for Miami, but back on his feet and ready to go as we head back to action. Players around the midfield area. Los Angeles player, number 11, Tony Douglas, goes down. Foul is called by the referee, and then the fans, and a yellow card being issued. There's Miami controlling down the left wing. Sharp trying to get something going as the ball shoved out of bounds across the touchline on the far side. It'll be a Miami throw-in. Miami leading by a score of 1-0. About 23 minutes deep. Long kick. Tried to reach Steve David, number 7.
Steve David just missed it, too. Touch of the outside of his right foot, and he'd have had that one under control, I think.
Sanchez with the goal kick goes to DiRienzo on the far side. There's the coaches looking on. John Young on the left of your screen from Miami, and Alex Perole of the Los Angeles Aztecs, who's done an amazing job with an expansion team. Second year in a row that we've had an expansion club in the NASL finals. Philadelphia, of course, was in there last year and beat, what was that team they beat, Kyle?
Unfortunately, I remember all too well, Frank. No, and I think our crowd today might approach that record crowd that we had last year in Dallas, 18,000.
That crowd in Dallas for the championship game last year was 18,000 plus. We've got just an outstanding crowd. Here's a whistle and a foul call. Bonhoeffer, number 9, Los Angeles, going down with Ralph Wright. There's the crowd. A portion of the crowd, I should say, and it is loud, it is vocal, enthusiastic.
The reason Bonhoeffer there was so upset, Frank, is because he thought the referee should have had an advantage call there and let the ball go on. Certainly, Renato Costa had a good chance at a shot as he moved down the field.
Here's Rote trying to get it to Cortez. Can't quite make it. Picked up by Derek Watts, number 9. He sends it downfield. Look at this man fly. Warren Archibald. Beautiful move by Archibald. Loses his footing. Tries to get it across to David. David in there. But Sharp and Sharp can't quite get up to it as it goes across the goal line. Goal kick. The ball is out of play, and the score, Miami 1, Los Angeles nothing. Back to play here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Championship game, 1974 North American Soccer League season. The Miami Toros in the dark jerseys, the Los Angeles Aztecs in the white. Miami leading by a score of 1-0. Here's Rote sending it downfield for Los Angeles. Turned around quickly by Miami. Hamlin pointing downfield as he tries to set something up here for the Miami Toros. Miami Toros comes back to Mallender at midfield, far side, and a header over there missed by Arguelles. Throw in for the Los Angeles Aztecs. DiRienzo takes the throw in. Comes to Cortez.
This is the kind of time, Frank, when a player like Cortez is so valuable. He's played in 3 World Cup finals for Uruguay, and when you're a goal down in this kind of game, you need the experience.
There's a whistle, and I believe a foul inside the penalty area. So we may have a penalty kick as Bonhoeffer tried to get the ball to Costa, and Costa went down inside the penalty area. Kyle?
Here we have the ball chipped up to Costa, and the block there by Arguelles, I believe. Yes, it is. And very good act, though I don't think he's quite nearly as hurt as it looks right now on the field.
Well, they're calling for the trainer to come out.
Well, it certainly was. It seemed a simple situation for the Miami defense. And it was half a collision and half a foul, and John Davis, certainly the referee, was no more than 15 yards away, and he made the decision immediately.
Of course, under the rules of soccer now, we come down to that one-on-one situation, the penalty kick matching a kicker against a goalie, and that's kind of like an extra point in professional football. So Los Angeles, excellent opportunity to tie things up.
Here's the end zone shot. You can see there as Arguelles was half turning. It was a close judgment call, that one, because they were both going for the ball.
Ricardo De Rienzo, number 2, has been elected to take the penalty kick. You can pick anybody you want on your team. It doesn't have to be the man fouled. Toriani dives, it's a goal.